section, we're going to be doing the Pride and Perseverance text on, it's informational text on page 107. This is about a young actor named Adam Irigoyen, whose family uprooted themselves and moved across the country to help him pursue his dream. So imagine that, like, you have a dream that you want to become an actor, right? And then you somehow convince your parents that you're good enough and that you want to move. So like they just like up and move and all this stuff. So I'm going to read with you. Page 107. Adam Irigoyen caught the acting bug as a child watching, of all things, the Disney Channel. I thought, I could do that for a living, Irigoyen says. Like maybe I could be like Zach and Cody, but Cuban. I was only 8, but I wanted to be the guy other Latino kids could look up to because I looked and sounded like them. Kids like my little brother. At first, Irigoyen kept his curiosities about the craft to himself. He would sing and dance for his parents and family just as he always had, but he didn't talk about wanting to do it professionally until the family went on vacation to San Diego, California. Someone gave us a card for child actors looking for representation, and I saw it as a sign. Irigoyen says, we went back home to Miami, and I started nagging them as much as I could. Get away with, sorry. And it didn't happen right away. But eventually, my parents started to see my side and enrolled me in a local acting school. Following a dream across coast and cultures. Place demo reel video here with a caption. Actor Adam Irigoyen has wanted to be on screen since he was 8. He has gone to the co-star and everything, from Disney Shake It Up to Major Crimes, The Last Ship, both on TNT. Now with that paragraph, I think that the publishers kind of messed up and there's supposed to actually be a video there with the online version. Irigoyen shined in acting school. He received accolades and was asked to perform in a showcase. His parents, Annie and Eric Irigoyen, who are both educators, realized there were more acting opportunities out west. So when Irigoyen was 11, they moved from North Miami to Southern California with him and his younger brother. His 2 older siblings, who were teenagers at the time, remained in Florida. In Los Angeles, Irigoyen started small. He took modeling jobs and appeared in a few commercials and independent films. In addition to his acting, he had to adjust to his new city, life in the new city. Pause there and write down something that you took from that page. All right, page 108. When I came out here, it was such a culture shock, Irigoyen says. It's very different. It's a completely different vibe than Miami. For me, Miami has always been home. I've never let go of that scene. I stay true to my roots, and all my family and friends are back home, so I visit all the time. The Cuban community is stronger in Miami, where it's everywhere. It's hard to get by in Miami without being bilingual. It's so common. Now in Miami, there are huge communities of Venezuelans and Colombians. It's a very big melting pot of Latin America. According to the 2010 U.S. Census, Miami-Dade County is 68% Hispanic, with Cuban Americans making up more than half of that community. In contrast, the Hispanic community in Los Angeles County is 48.6%, with Mexican Americans accounting for 78.5% of the population. Here, because you're brown or Hispanic or speak Spanish, people automatically assume you're Mexican, Irigoyen says of Los Angeles. Pause and write down, and then we'll continue in a moment. Page 109. There was that kind of difference. Even when I speak Spanish, my accent is different, so people would look at me and be like, oh, wow, where are you from? Before moving here, I had never had that happen. But Irigoyen says he is grateful that many in the Mexican-American community have embraced him and made him feel at home. We're all a part of the Hispanic and Latin American community, he says. They've understood I was different, but the same. Being out here, I've learned a lot about Mexican culture. I'm all about learning and staying open to other cultures. Still, Irigoyen missed Cuban food, and finding great Cuban restaurants in his new hometown proved tough. So his grandmother and mother helped Irigoyen learn to make authentic Cuban cuisine. If you want the best Cuban food in LA, you've got to come to my house, he says. Irigoyen, who boasts that he makes a delicious flan, also stays true to his roots by visiting the teachers and students at Christina M. Eve Elementary, the school he attended as a child. He was a very sweet boy and really good with other kids, recalls Maria Medellin Brace, a guidance counselor and media specialist at Christina M. Eve. I remember when he moved to California. He would always come back to visit us. He's such a family-oriented young man, and the students were always super excited to see him. He's so down to earth. Never stopped learning. The turning point in Irigoyen's acting career came when he guest starred in the Disney Channel's Wizards of Waverly Place. The role laid the groundwork for his future work with Disney. As fate would have it, Irigoyen and his family had returned to Florida for the Christmas holiday when he got the call about auditioning for Shake It Up. There's a week in December when everything shuts down in Hollywood, says Irigoyen. That's the week we decided to go back home to Miami. My agent and manager called and said, hey, look, we have this new pilot, which is like starting a new show or practicing with it, and we want you to go in. So I sent in a tape and we flew back. The next stop for Irigoyen was the casting office. I auditioned and they said, you did exactly how you did in the tape and we loved it. Can you come back tomorrow for a callback? I went back and that's when the whole thing started. Irigoyen says, of the 3 audition job interview, my last audition was with Bella Thorne and Zendaya, and the chemistry was automatic. Pause there and write down your notes. Okay, page 110. Since Shake It Up, Irigoyen has gone on to co-star on other network television dramas. Now that he's all grown up, his parents have moved back to Miami with his younger brother while he continues to live in Los Angeles with his dog, a Maltese named Rocky. Even though he's experienced considerable acting success at a young age, Irigoyen continues to hone his craft. Actor Charles Parnell, who co-stars with Irigoyen on The Last Ship, says he respects the young star's erudite approach. I admire that he's not satisfied with his early success and wants to be a better, deeper actor. Parnell says that Irigoyen, Adam was a real thirst for knowledge. If I suggest a book for him to read within 2 or 3 days, he's read it and wants to discuss it. And to be so young, he manages to be confident, but not full of himself. Irigoyen is currently reading Making Moves by legendary film director Sidney Lumet. For the longest time, I went instinctively with what works as an actor because I was 12 years old when I started on Shake It Up. He says, for a long time that got me, through. After a while, as I got older, I wanted to incorporate actual technique into my work. Then I heavily invested in going into acting classes and reading and figuring out what I wanted to do and how I wanted to approach everything. Pause for a moment and write down your annotation. Finally, page 111. When it comes to acting, fame should never be the thing that motivates you, Irigoyen cautions. A lot of people look at acting and look at theater and chalk it up to high school play, he says. Or they say, I could probably do that. And I'm not saying that people can't. I'm saying people don't realize how hard it actually can be. They want to be famous, and they don't think about the work you have to put in. For me, it's the most creative, fulfilling thing I've ever done with my life. That's it. Write your annotation down, and then come find me so we can talk about your writing assignment. Thank you.